the way I see it. The only difference being is I'm not listening to a convincer. I'm not going to a banker saying, oh, well, what's the best slot to play, banker? You know, I'm just doing it off my own back. The upside of that is if I do hit the big wins, like this one, then I make the money. Unlike an investment where, yeah, alright, after 3 or 4 years, you are, I don't know to say guaranteed, because, well, you are guaranteed money. That's part of the deal when you sign up to an investment, is at the end of the set period of time, a year, 2 years, 3 years, however long it is, you will get your money back. Now the question being is, you know, if you want your money back sooner than the set time period, you get penalised. So your fund money is took off of it as a because you're doing away with the agreement, so you get punished for that. So that's where they also make money. But like I said, my principle ultimately is, in today's markets of slots and all that, I find it very hard that people can make money. Well, especially, well, not make money, but I mean live off it. I find it very hard to believe that people could do that. You would have to do the timing would have to be amazing, because, you know, just to hit one slot when it's due to pay out is hard enough. But you couldn't just live off of winning on one slot. You would have to go to quite a few different places, or even online, that you know slots are paying out. And I'm not too sure about that. I find that very hard to believe. Like I said, I did get paid out pretty well in the old days when it was the older machines that, you know, all of them was set to £2 ago, 98% return to player, and you know they made a lot of money. The players made a decent return. I think, well, every time I went on it, about 3 or 4 times, I was coming away with around £200. You know, there was a few times where I had to walk out the shop with £500 coins, which was a bit of a nightmare. But you know, it's still money at the end of the day, isn't it? And you know, but yeah, I'll wrap it up now because it's getting on to 30 minutes. But that's the principle. Is I urge players who play slots, please look at the return to player slots. Yeah, I know some slots, you know, some of the slots like that Bloodhound one I showed you, I think it was something like that. That is not fun to play. But if you're playing for fun, then obviously take no notice of what I'm saying. But if you're playing to win money, we are all better off playing the higher return slots. Because in the short time it might take that money, but in the long term it will pay out the big money. You know, this Terminator 2 is another slot that can range from 96 to 97%. So it's not a bad slot because it can range between those two. But that's throughout the year. They ain't telling you the real truth, because the real truth is slots can range throughout the year from 0% going all the way up to their maximum, in this case, which is 97%. So they can range a lot. You know, obviously, if they started putting that into the PR things of the slots, people would be, what, is paying back 0%? You know, the fundamentals is it has to do that in order to pay out the funds. The slot machines do not pay out if it hasn't got the funds there to pay out. And as we're playing it, we're adding to that fund. That's why I believe online is the best place to go. It's also the most dangerous, because if you're one of those people that can't control yourself, then, you know, playing these are very dangerous, because it only takes one click and before you know it, you could be playing £2, £5, £10 a go. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend, if you're one of those people that finds it difficult to really control yourself, I wouldn't recommend going down that route. But like I said, ultimately, if you want to make money, just please look on the information tabs and look for the return to player percentage. If you're one of those that plays progressives, then you're gonna have to expect, I think, at best around 93-95% return to player, because progressives does take a big hit. But yeah, I just like, it's frustrating because from my point of view, I play the higher percentage slots, but I know that not many people play them, so therefore they can pay out big. All slots can pay out if it's taken. It doesn't matter what the bonus is or what the slot looks like. The fundamentals that makes it work is pretty much the same on all of them. Is they take so much, they puts it in the fund, and then at special times like this one, I hit it at the right time. I was in the right place at the right time, and I got this red hot bonus up. I've done it on other games, Lucky Lady Charms and other games like that. But yeah, if we want to get better returns from the industry, we've got to go to the better return to player slots, because obviously they're not going to change their minds and start giving us better odds at 97 or 98 if we're happy playing the slots at 94, 90. Some of them's even 93 or below that, and they're not even progressives. And I just think, why do people even put their money in that? Because overall, that type of return isn't. It may look good, or what, 90, oh, that's pretty good, isn't it? But it's not, because over the long term, a higher return to percent, the higher RTP, the more likely it is to keep flipping, because it's got to stay within that. It's got to hit that mark by the end of 12 months. The rules are the rules. They're built into the machine. They might be able to change them a bit, but ultimately, the way the slot works is it pays out money. Now, I've heard plenty of people saying, well, I don't play the slots to win money. I play it because I enjoy it. It's entertainment. And I think, well, that's fair play. But for me, I'm not in that category. For me, I play to win the money. It's as simple as that. I know the deal, as I've already said. I know exactly the deal. It's a high risk investment. There's no guarantee whatsoever that you're going to get a return. Unlike if you go to the banking system and you buy an investment, after a set number of years you're going to get some money back. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that with slots. But as you can see on this one, I hit it at the right time, and it's paying out more than I could ever put into the slots. So it was just timing. That's what it boils down to. You can probably force the slots to pay out, but I don't know how people can chuck $1,000 in and not feel terrible, because $1,000 to me is a hell of a lot of money. But yeah, like I said, the people that plays the slots to win, please just go and look at the odds, the RTP of the game. And I would fully recommend only playing slots that's 97% plus. Yes, it may not be the best game, it may be an annoying game, the noise may be annoying, or the slots or the features may be a bit crap. But if you're trying to win money, we all need to put our money into those slots, because over the long term, one day you would hit that slot and it'll start paying out big. Look at this one, 96 and 97%. But again, it's pure luck. I hit it at the right time. And if all slots, no matter what their return to play, return to player percentage is, you know, if you hit them at the right time, they've took a lot of money, they will pay out a lot of money. And that's why I'm reluctantly playing other slots like Raging Rhinos and things like that, because I knew they are played a lot. But yeah, I'll leave it like that because I've gone on way too long. I was only planning to go on for about 15 minutes, so I've doubled what I But yeah, please leave your comment down below and see, and, you know, I'm happy to see what other people think. You know, at the end of the day, that's how I feel, and I've had people say to me before I'm a gambler and all this, but I just think, well, I'm not a gambler. I make the key thing to me is all the bills are paid, and the money I got left over is like money I got left over. You know, it isn't loads of money left over, but that's the way I work. It is, you know, I work on the principle I only spend what I can afford to lose, and I think there's some people out there that loses that principle, and sometimes we've all got to pull ourselves back into that principle of saying, well, no, I can only lose this amount, you know, and it takes time, and some people sadly loses that aspect, and I feel sad for them, and I would love to help those people, but ultimately that's my principle, that's my guiding principle. I always make sure that I have a set amount of money, and I don't go over that when it comes to slots. Please leave your comments down below, and see what other people think. Ta-da.